Hi everybody, my name's Paul Murphy and I've got a passion for hats. Tonight I'm going to talk about stretching hats, and it's always a bit of a risk in stretching hats because you never know how old the fabric is. Obviously you can tell if it's worn, and you can tell if the linen sweatband inside is dry from lack of use or age. Be very careful. But this is a hat that I bought recently, and it's just slightly too small for me. Now it's got a leather headband in there. It's a wool felt, possibly a fur felt hat, but I think wool felt from the feel. So it should stretch okay. So a couple of options. We can do it, and people have done it by hand. And when I say by hand, you can put the steam on it and stretch it out here and stretch it out there, and it does work to a degree. Not recommended, but you can do it, and then obviously reshape the hat afterwards. But I went out and first of all, I bought one of these, and this was off of one of the auction sites that I'm sure most people have access to, and it wasn't very expensive at all, and it was great for just starting off. It really got me over the hump of not being able to stretch a hat. Problem with these is that if you can see the width there, once you put that into the hat, and what you're doing is you're putting it into the hat band here like this, and then you're winding it out. And I don't know whether you can see this, but I will try and wind it out and wind it out, and there is a thread which then essentially pulls these two parts away from each other, and that is what will stretch the hat. So at the moment, so there we are. That's now inside of the hat, and you can just turn it. Probably hear that creaking noise, and that will start to stretch your hat. And you need to put steam on it, and then keep cranking that round more and more. Now, at the back here of most hats, you will see that there is stitching just about where the little tag is there, and usually the size marker. Now, if you go too far, then that stitching will split. So it's something that you need to be aware of and careful with, but you should be able to go up half to one size with the stretching of steam. Now, the second one that I bought was this. Now, this is a bit of a beast, and it's clearly an older item, very well made with, I think, brass actually in between. Very heavy, and look at the width there. It's really quite wide, and it tapers up, this one, so it does sort of help with the hat. So again, instead of having the line from the other one, the line around here from where it opens up and stretches it, this one will in fact go in a lot easier and open up. There we are, a lot more. And what you'll start to see is, if I feel my fingers, there we are. So that is where this hat stretcher finishes. So you've still got that sort of 2 centimeters, I suppose, from the top of the stretcher to the crown, and you will get a line there. So then, as luck may have it, I've put in to the search engine to find a hat stretcher, and lo and behold, this monster became available. Now, it's a professional hat stretcher, and what we have here is a very well-made piece of equipment. It's quite probably 100 odd years old, this piece of equipment. I've put the tape on here just really so that it protects the wood from any steam marks and things, and it just peels off if you want to, but I've just put it on there for a practical point of view. And what you've got is down the bottom, I don't know if I can lift this up because it's very heavy. Down the bottom here are the sizes, and as one side, this side, gets pulled out by this on this track line, then you start stretching to the size that you want to with your hat. So, and this one, of course, will go over the whole of the hat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch this hat now. So let's have a look and see what we can do. So I've got the trusty measure so that I can measure the sort of before and after. So right now, if we check this one out, we are at 7 1/8. And I want to try and get it to 7 1/4. So let's have a look and see what we can do. So first of all, the hat is going to be knocked out of shape well and truly. It's going to look really odd, and you're going to think, how the heck am I ever going to get that back? Well, don't worry, because with a bit of steaming from a kettle or from a hand steamer, it will come back. Okay, so let's put some steam on. What we're going to do is we're going to put it on top here and bash out the crown so that it sits fairly and squarely on this piece of equipment before we start winding it back. So, things on. Okay, there we are. Now, whilst that's warm, I'm going to hold it down and I'm just going to wind this out. Now, already I can feel that that's making a difference, but here we are. So you can hear the stretching noises on this, and it will start to cool down. Clearly, the advantage with this is that you're not actually getting a line at the top here from the hat stretcher. You will sort of get some marks which you'll need to ease out with the steam, but in essence, it's giving a very good stretch on it. Now, some people, myself included, sometimes stretch a hat like this and leave it overnight to actually cool down, and sometimes you can get a better result that way. But let's just see what this is doing. It's not quite cooled down yet, but today, by the way, is about 28 degrees, so it's pretty hot using the steam in here. Okay, so now that came off nice and easily. So there we go. We can put the shape roughly back in the hat. Let's have a look and see what the measure happens to say now. And that's now saying 7 1/4. So let's just try that on and see. Now that is a lot better for me in terms of its size and comfort. So now what I'm going to have to do is to bash some shape into this and get it looking more like a healthy looking fedora. It's not too badly out of shape actually. A little bit more steam and we'll be there. There we go. I'll have to start using a different colour t-shirt because with these black hats it's quite difficult to see. Right now, I do like shaping my hats with the brim up because I don't know about you, but most of the time I'm in jeans and t-shirt or I'm in slacks and sports jacket, and I like my hats to look casual. And you know, trilbies and fedoras, they can look formal or casual. That's why I like them. And a lot of the time it's really up or down. And that's a big debate in the hat community. For me, it just depends on the occasion really and the hat. So that's quite a bit better. And it certainly is fitting me a lot better. And certainly I will give that a bit more time to cool down, and I might just give it another small stretch. So in a recap, this is the real one that does the job, the one that will be in the hat shop specialist. and can stretch your hat in a way that won't leave any major marks on the hat. This is the DIY hat at home. And actually, when you're storing a hat and you want to keep the shape or whatever, or it's been out in the rain and it's wet, then it's worth putting on this sort of hat stretcher. And this one, well, this is a traditional professional hat stretcher of the day that still has a place. I tend not to use it so much now, but I love looking at the engineering in it. It's just a beautiful piece of equipment. So I hope that's been useful, and keep an eye on my videos for more of these hat tips. Thanks. If you've got a passion for hats, keep watching the channel. Thank you very much. Cheers. Bye.